Everyone, thank you for joining the App Accelerator presentation. This was a 10 to 12 week program. The teams had to compete to actually get into the program through a Shark Tank process. And these three teams were selected. As part of the program, they had access to Will, U Chicago from the entrepreneurship side, Ben from the coding technical side. We also had the chance to partner up with Mentor as well as JP Morgan Chase for some mentoring in the middle for 5 weeks. At the same time, the teams had access to a graphic artist, designer, to actually help them with their logos, their color schemes, or their font types as they chose, right? Because the teams had the discretion to make those selections. And this was the first one that we've done in Chicago ever. Thank you, teams, for just being patient with us as we were like building this as we were going along. And I know you guys all had a lot to juggle in regards to school, applying to schools, graduating, work, life, et cetera, et cetera. And we really appreciate all the time and effort you guys put into this. All right, let's start with a quick introduction of adults in the room, and then we'll go into the programming. I'll go with Will. You're first up on my screen.
Great. Good evening, everyone. My name is Will Gosson. I teach entrepreneurship and innovation at the University of Chicago, and I designed the kind of entrepreneurship and business side of the accelerator. And along with Jacqueline Christensen, who's somewhere around here, a Boost student, we've coached the teams to kind of broaden their view of the problem, to go and talk to customers, and then to bring a lot of prototyping into their development of their app. And also have worked a lot with them on the storytelling. So we're very excited to see what the teams have come up with here tonight.
Scott Meach.
Hey everybody, I'm a learning executive at Apple, and I've been with Apple Star my 8th year, and just love the growth of this program over time, and super excited to see all the students work. And this is really great. It brings a tear to my eye every year, this part of the work that we do.
Didier, if I said that correctly, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it.
All good, man. That was real close. My name is Didier Ponce. Only other person I know has my name is a soccer player that I've never watched play soccer, but that was a surprise to me. I thought I was the only one with that name. Anyways, I'm with coming from Sacramento, California. I understand some people are around the world a bit. And I'm with Square Root Academy. We're a nonprofit organization. We focus on exposing you to the fundamentals of science, tech, engineering, and mathematics. So definitely grateful to be here with you all and looking forward to for what's to come. So thank you.
Binta.
Hi, I'm Binta. I'm here in the UK. I'm a researcher in economics, and I was in Chicago working with the Urban Lab for 4 years before relocating here.
Salvador.
Hello, my name is Salvador. I worked with one of the teams that's going to present today over the summer, and currently I'm working with Malcolm X teaching iOS, and yeah, I'm excited to see them.
Rich Lombardo.
Hello, everyone. I'm an Apple Professional Learning Specialist supporting the Community Education Initiatives team, and I'm also helping out a couple of the groups as much as possible, and super excited to see their journey and see what they're going to showcase tonight.
Awesome. Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason Edier, California. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Discovery Education. Previously, Apple Education was part of the team that built out Everyone Can Code. Worked with the lovely Miss Lisa Davis, One Summer Chicago, Evelyn, Olga, Ty, Stacy. Has just been a part of this journey for a while. So it's super excited to see everybody here together and just see all the great work you guys are up to.
Yeah, we had to bring you here, Jason. We had no choice. You had to see what's happening. Ty Beckman.
Ty Beckman, Apple, long time, huge Chicago fan. Really happy to be here to see everybody who's amazing and a part of this, and all the young adults who are doing great things. So thanks for having me, Dan.
Yep. Lisa Davis.
Hey, I'm Lisa Davis, the Director of Youth Employment, AKA One Summer Chicago, in Chicago, and this is beyond awesome, especially seeing some of the beginning faces. And for those on the call that are not aware, and some of the young people, especially to the young people, that you know, it's an amazing thing to have a twinkle of an eye idea and for it to grow to this level, and to watch y'all take it and just run, literally run with it and make it to this awesome make it into this awesome project. You know, it's beyond what I even thought we would be. And thank you to Dan, by all means, thank you to Dan for being there for y'all, to help you and guide you through this, and bringing on all these other awesome speakers and participants and people just to help you grow. So I thank you for taking the ball and making it into this humongous sphere.
Awesome. Ashley?
I'm going to keep it short because that's hard to follow, Lisa. Ashley P. Finley. I am a Midwest government banker in Chicago with JP Morgan. I worked with Beach Street, mentoring them through the iMentor program. So thanks for inviting me, Dan. I think this actually is the final product.
It is.
So
it is the
excited to
final.
see it.
Thank you, Ashley. Katie?
Katie Van Sluis. I'm on the Community Education Initiatives team at Apple. I have had the pleasure of serving as a judge for several years with the One Summer Chicago Showcases. And it's a true joy to watch these young and emerging professionals grow over time. Just so excited to be here and see some familiar faces and see the evolution of the work. Thank you all to your daily support for this work.
Thank you, Katie. Stacy, yay.
Hey everybody, it's so good to see so many friendly, familiar faces. Stacy Erb here, dialing in from Austin, Texas. I'm with Apple, and I lead Apple's community education initiatives, and I get to work with so many of these wonderful individuals on this call today, and I can't wait to see the outcomes and the results tonight. So thanks for including me.
Absolutely. Cam?
Good afternoon or evening, depending on where everyone is. My name is Cam Miller. I'm a project engineer on the Apple Community Education Initiatives team, and have worked with a variety of you in Chicago on some of the projects, and happy to be here and look forward to seeing everything to this evening.
Goldberg?
Hey everybody, my name is David Goldberg. I grew up in Chicago. I've lived in San Francisco for the past about 6 years, and I've been a startup founder, software engineer. My previous software engineering job was at Salesforce, where I worked for almost 5 years. And it's been awesome to work with all the students, give them feedback, hear what they're up to. And yeah, I just echo, Dan, you've done an amazing job. So thank you.
Dave Goldberg was one of the sharks to get these kids into the program, or not get these kids into the program. Evelyn?
Good afternoon, evening, and all that good stuff. Evelyn Benitez with the Chicago Department of Family and Support Services, Lisa's partner in crime or peace, depending on the context. Great to see all of you. Excited to see what the young people are going to demonstrate. I did see some of their work the last time. So, and it truly, truly great to see my Apple folks. I miss you guys so, so much. Marcus, I feel like I see you all the time. So it's always so good to see you, brother. And just really excited to see the work that's going to be produced. And Dan, we miss your face, like for real.
Olga?
Hi, everyone. Olga Gutierrez with Apple. I'm very happy to see everyone as well. Excited to see what you're going to show us today. And before, if we don't get a chance to say it, happy holidays to everyone.
Ariel?
Hey everybody, my name is Ariel Davenport. I am from Apple. I work in software on the mail team. I'm originally from the Chicago area, specifically the suburbs, LaGrange, and I'm a former computer science grad from DePaul University. Thank you so much to Dan and to everybody who helped me get involved with this project. I really enjoyed it, and I really loved working with the students. It was really awesome, so I can't wait to see what everybody else did.
Thanks for your help, Ariel. Tracy?
Good evening, and I am so excited to see what is the result of all of these apps. Having been a judge and a team lead for community education initiatives, I'm just really excited to see the progression of where you guys were over the summer and see where this has gone. So thank you for including me, Dan. Just happy to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Marcus?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Marcus Warren, Director of Youth Programs at Westside Health Authority, Chicago, Illinois, Austin Community. It's like a family reunion. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so many faces from the beginning, so many people that's involved in this great endeavor. Definitely looking forward to seeing the app ideas and what you all are creating. And I'm just happy to be invited. Thank you, Dan.
Of course, Marcus. Of course. Iom, yay.
Hey y'all, Dan, welcome and hello to everybody who I've known up to now, and those who I don't know. It's great to see you or be seen. I am the Vice President of Community and Strategic Initiatives here at Skills for Chicagoland's Future. We're a business intermediary putting Chicagoland residents to work. To date, 8,000 people have gone to work through our office. My connection to One Summer Chicago and all the great work happening with Everyone Can Code was when I was at United Way of Metro Chicago, where I was an administrator of funding over workforce development. So phenomenal to see this having started from a concept. I sat around the table. I had the privilege of sitting around the table with a lot of the folks on this call. And frankly, where it's at right now is unbelievable. So thank you for the welcome. I look forward to this call.
Awesome. Steve says hi. He has kids in hand. Lieb. Mia.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Mia Harris. I'm with Northwestern Center for Excellence in Computer Science Education, core partnership with CPS, but work and happy to see many of you familiar faces. And as everyone said, but I will reiterate, thanks, Dan, for bringing us all together today.
Absolutely. Shane Morris.
Hey everyone, Shane Morris, Code Nation Chicago, just a partner of the work that Everyone Can Code and the App Accelerator are doing. Excited to be here and see finished products today.
Sylvie.
Hello, Sylvie Dueñas here with Chamberlain Group. I was invited as a subject matter expert for one of the groups, and I've been hooked. I'm excited to see what all these groups are doing and excited for a partnership in the future, hopefully.
Absolutely. I see a Stu.
Hello, can you see and hear me?
Yes. Hey, Stu.
Thanks. Program manager for the Community Education Initiatives. Been hearing so much about the work of these students for years, and I'm delighted to see what we have today. Like David, Midwesterner originally, although I'm from Minneapolis, and been living out in the Bay Area for about 8 years now.
Awesome. Ben.
Hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me. I am an iOS developer with Let Us Entertain You, as well as adjunct faculty at Harper College and the technical advisor to all of the groups tonight. So I haven't been doing too much, just the code part.
Thank you, Ben. Oliver, I know you're new to the group.
Oh, hello, I am an intern for the DFSS under Lisa and Evelyn. Yeah, so I am very new.
Michelle Scott.
Hi, everyone. I apologize for not being on camera. I'm just multitasking today, but I am a project manager supporting the ECC work within Chicago Public Schools. Wanted to pop on quickly today just to see all the work that's been done, and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you, Michelle. Rachel, a few more. We're almost done. Rachel Levin, yep.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I work at the City of Chicago. Just heard great things about the groups, and I'm excited to learn more.
Hi everyone, it's Cassandra Cisneros with the Apple Professional Learning Specialist with the Community Education Initiative. So happy to be here, being able to participate this summer and kind of work with some of the participants was one of the highlights. So can't wait to see see what we have in store today. Thank you.
Team Beat Street, get ready to present. The format today is going to be 8 minutes pitch, 8 minutes QA.
Hi, we're Team Beat Street, and my name is Sal. My name is Sal Abuali, and I'm currently attending UIC and majoring in math and computer science, and we're excited to see what to show you today. And these are my teammates. If they want to introduce themselves.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. Hi, my name is Jonathan Egan. I'm currently a junior in the Chicago Math and Science Academy in Rogers Park of Chicago, and yeah, enjoy it.
I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. My name is George Angel. I'm also an undergraduate at the University of Illinois Chicago, pursuing a bachelor's in mathematics and computer science, and I'm excited to show you guys what we have today.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm a senior at the University of Michigan studying user experience design and Southeast Asian studies. I'm excited to present to you guys.
So, Chicago. Our hometown is arguably one of the most diverse and beautiful cities on the map. Whether you're visiting the city for a business or pleasure, there is no shortage of things to do in the area. Travel downtown to Chinatown for some delicious eats, or travel south for a Sox game, or even head downtown for some more surprises. Yet there's one thing that connects them all together, and that's Chicago's notorious reputation for their awful roads. Sorry. Next slide, please. This road degradation throughout the city only amounts to one thing: property damage. Next slide. Every day, thousands of citizens routinely utilize public streets for their daily lives, and often subject to expensive vehicle damage when they hit these potholes. And this overall damages the city's reputation. Next slide. And as you can see, it kind of varies throughout the city. So all over the city, this is an issue. And this leads to my next slide I would like to talk about, which is damage. So speaking from experience, there was a day in the city where I was visiting the downtown area for some pleasure, and I hit a crater that took out 2 of my left side tires, and resulting in a tow truck and $300 worth of damage. Now, this is extremely unsettling, but this is not uncommon, as this happens to, I want to say, hundreds of people every year, and it's very expensive. Next slide, please. With that being said, in 2018, 20,000 potholes were reported throughout the city. Next slide, please. And of those, 89.7% were ignored. For the city to ignore that many requests from its citizens, it's very sad, and it needs to be addressed in order to improve this flawed system.
So industrial reconstruction or road resurfacing in Chicago has been this ongoing social and economic issue for our communities. And neighborhoods across the city, especially in the south and west sides, face inequity as their defaced streets are disregarded by their own city officials. Next slide, please.
So when it comes to the neighborhood infrastructure, each alderman is usually given approximately $1.3 million every year to take care of not just streets, but could be lights on the streets. But I mean, mainly the budget goes to parts when it goes to street resurfacing. And so the way the potholes or a street gets resurfaced in general, which is the process, would be a person would pretty much report the street to a city official, and then it comes up to the alderman, and then the alderman goes to take a look at it, and then he or she pretty much goes to see if the street is even worth fixing. But that's a major problem, because one person's opinion may differ from other. And so we took a few steps to try to understand the problem, and in terms of how is this going on, and why is the system even like this, where it's one person makes this decision for pretty much the entire community. And by that, we try to I've spoken to a few aldermen to understand the process street resurfacing, and we tried to create connections with when it comes to city officials, to pretty much, because we kind of want to give them the vibe where we're not trying to pretty much make them seem bad. It's more like we're trying to work with them to solve a specific problem. And people who shaped our perspectives were alderman of the 45th Ward, alderman of the 49th Ward, and the project engineer at the Department of Transportation. And so the way we believe that we can help minimize the distribution when it comes to resources, so pretty much streets won't get ignored in specific areas over others, is so through our app, you'd have the ability to report a beat street. And at the same time, some people might say, well, you can do that by calling 311. Well, that is true, but 311, you just report it and then it's usually anonymous. So the people in your community don't know that you're even reporting a street, and they might have the same problem, but they're thinking, oh, how can my voice, only one voice, make a difference? But with Beat Street, we kind of want to engage with the community and have a voting system where people, once you vote, once you report a street, it'll pretty much be public, and people will get to vote on what streets need to be fixed. And that way it'll prioritize streets that actually need fixing rather than specific where resurfacing would be done in maybe wealthy areas over non-wealthy areas. And another thing that we want to pretty much implement in our app is a bestowed road feature where people can, or even the aldermen or city officials can pretty much take a picture when the road is fixed and upload it into the database where people can pretty much have the ability to see what's been going on with the street that they reported.
So as of right now, our future implementations that our group has been making is a Neat Street section of our app, which like Sal was just referencing, the B Street kind of the bestowed roads kind of version, which is which demonstrates the outcome of your fixed street, that which you get from submitting an application of that destroyed street on that neighborhood. Another implementation being our voting ranking system, which allows the user to view if their neighborhood has been in a way has been outvoted in the most, in a way which kind of shows the alderman how much of importance have been showed throughout the voting ranking system, with the third implementation being sharing the reports throughout social media, which allows more users to be attracted towards our app, which we have discussed acquiring that. Next slide. So throughout more research that we've been doing throughout our app, we found out that 3 possible RICs have been the amount of applications that will go into being sent to the city, which we have learned how we've had solutions towards, and with another RICs being the management of the roads being resurfaced, and with the last one being reaching out an agreement to the Department of Transportation to us which roads and which neighborhoods are as of importance towards them. Next slide. So me and my group, we came up with this plan, this 12-month 12-month span, in which we've decided to have at least 16,000 residents, aka users, in different neighborhoods that in majority of different neighborhoods within Chicago, and have 15 aldermen to not so-called take our app, not so-called take our app, but in a way work with us, so we can get these fixed streets into neighborhoods that are low income or not being viewed as much. Next slide.
So to reiterate, Beat Streets encourages you to engage with your community and has a voting system that prioritizes streets that are in need of fixing without any bias to the location of the street. To create a report, a user will begin by selecting the Beat Street report option, and then another option is to report a bestowed road, which would be the road that's been fixed since the reports. And then residents will be providing their phone number, their ward number, and a photo, and this will be submitted to the database, in which then the report would be able to be voted upon by residents. Next slide, please.
Yeah, and that's our presentation, and we'll be accepting any questions.
And Sal, did you not just submit your application to be submitted in the App Store?
Yeah, we did submit it to the App Store. So we kind of came back with some features that we need to fix, but potentially over maybe about the next few days to a week, hopefully we'll be able to fix those problems. So the problem that we faced were, for example, so we have our reports stored on a database. So one of the things we're just pretty much getting into was it's a work in progress where we're downloading the report submitted, where it'll just pretty much be on like a table view slide where people can view all the reports that have been submitted by everyone, and then that way it'll be pretty much to the public eye.
Does anybody in the audience have any questions that we could answer for them?
I had a quick question. So I love that you guys talked a lot about the user and how this helps the user. One of the things that I think crossed my mind, and I'm not sure if you mentioned this, is, you know, if the aldermen have difficulty with like handling all this requests of like these beat streets, how does this make it more automated and more time efficient as well as financially efficient for the aldermen to respond to all these requests?
So I like your question, first of all. So one thing when it comes to that is, so we have lots of streets that pretty much get reported through like calling 311, or it'll be like emailing pictures or some sort of thing. But this, we kind of want to be a bit more direct. So it's not just report any street that gets reported that will be fixed, because that way it'll pretty much, it'll cause it'll be pretty much controversial with the city, specifically because there's a specific budget that you know, that the spending needs to be maintained. And so with that, which would pretty much be like a ranking system, so it'd pretty much be the top 10 streets that would get repaired every month. And it might, 10 streets may not sound like a lot, but as at the beginning, that's our goal. And the 10 streets wouldn't be the choice of city officials. It'll be the choice of citizens. And the reason why we put the ward numbers was because so we can contact the alderman directly and pretty much try to understand because sometimes when the alderman goes to grade it, you have no idea how his thought process is, or how he thinks, you know, is it even worthy or not? And that way we'll pretty much be more direct with the alderman, and we'll get to know their thoughts and why have they not chosen to do this in the past specifically, or this street, or they would pretty much prefer to fix another certain road over the other, even though most people believe that this road's a priority over another.
You have two questions in the chat. What are your hopes to expand? Are you hoping to stay within the original target wards? And that came from Tracy from Apple.
So first of all, hi, Tracy. I mean, our hopes would pretty much potentially, if everything goes well, to maybe expand to different major cities if everything works out and we see it as a success in Chicago. It could be like main cities in the US, and that would pretty much be, we'd have to pretty much edit our app where it'll pretty much be compatible with different cities. So for example, with us, how in Chicago we have the ward part, we'd have to pretty much think of an idea or an extra implementation when it comes to different cities.
Great. This is from Scott. Oh, go ahead, Angel.
Sorry about that. To answer the second question, for a long-term idea, we haven't thought about something that advanced for augmented reality, but it sounds like a really good, cool idea. As of right now, we aren't that advanced with our development that we would be able to implement augmented reality. But if we were ever to travel down that road, I feel like it would be a really, really cool feature to have within our application.
A few comments, and then we'll move to Team Rodex. So Rodex, get ready. I see that there is support with asphalt companies, but it would be awesome to add reputable repair companies and ways that people could support, donate services, or submit donations to help those who can't afford to get their vehicles repaired. It's from Marcus in the Austin community. Another feedback from Ashley, JP Morgan Chase. I'm from Detroit. The same problem exists there. Just an FYI. Salvador, since you can say your thoughts, since you are a key contributor to Team Beat Street.
So I'm proud of you guys, how far you've come. I remember your original idea was completely different from Beat Street. And I challenged you guys like, what does your app do that Google doesn't do? And this is what came out, Beat Street, which I'm so proud, and thank you for keeping on working on this app. And I'm impressed with how far you guys come.
Thank you, Salvador. We really appreciate it. I mean, honestly, the whole idea, we kind of wanted to do something where our initial idea was something to do COVID related when it comes to like locations of testing facilities and all. And then we pretty much got a bit motivated by Salvador when he mentioned, well, what's so special about your app that Google can't do? So when we thought about that perspective, that pretty much encouraged us to pretty much take on a different problem that isn't really able to be fixed through Google, and that's how we came up with the idea of Beat Streets.
We really want to thank you to everybody, Ariel, Sal, Sarah, everybody who's helped us got this far. We couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is awesome. I've seen you present on this like 4 times now, I think, and every time it's just you've taken everyone's feedback and used it, and it was just great to see the amount of traction here and like momentum. So you should be really proud of yourselves. Very impressive. Like the presentation just is crisp, and I really like the images you were showing, where you were showing the old and the new, and then also just the storytelling of like, here's somebody, and this is the situation, and here's what we're doing about it. So great job.
All right, one last thing, Team B Street, by the end of the year, version 1, correct?
That's our plan.
That is going to be the plan. Yes, it'll happen. All right, Team Rodex.
Remember when you went to college? You're probably thinking of late night study groups, clubs, parties, sports games, and career fairs. Our time in college is when we really begin to develop and learn who we want to become. So the experiences that you might remember are not what students are experiencing now. Next. So students are under pressure. This is a problem because 71% of college students have indicated high levels of stress, anxiety, and depressive thoughts due to the COVID-19 outbreak. So COVID is taking a major toll on mental health as it is leading to a decrease in academic success and social development. Next, in order to address this issue, we created an app that helps students socialize safely, easily, and comfortably. It's an app that provides social experiences, both virtual and in person, and it connects friends. Additionally, we also wanted to promote local businesses and programs. Next. So the app we created is Rodex, Socialize in a Sec. Sec standing for Safely, Easily, and Comfortably. So our team is made up of Claire, Jonathan, and me, Ani. Claire is currently in studying Grinnell College for econ and chemistry, and Jonathan graduated from Solorio High School, and then I recently graduated from UIUC. So we're all students or have been students. But being a part of our target audience, we still wanted to test some of our assumptions that we had to make sure that we were covering all our bases. Next.
What we know is that students are cautious, and to understand how students are socializing during this pandemic, we conducted 35 interviews with students ages 17 through 24. We found that students at home feel more obligated to be more cautious and responsible, so they're not taking the time to consider or coordinate so that their loved ones aren't put at risk. We also know that students want the best worthwhile experience for the lowest cost, as well as cutting down on search time and coordination. So upon gaining insight into the students' preferences, we saw that they're more interested in outdoor and virtual events. We feel the best place to start is outdoor activities because that's the greatest effect on mental health. Next. An example is outdoor dining, which fulfills the need students have to be able to socialize again. We know businesses are currently experiencing several difficulties remaining open as well as having a decrease in foot traffic, which has also reduced their income. Through interviews, we've learned that businesses would have a greater likelihood of regaining foot traffic when having more and convenient ways of advertising. Next. Because businesses are suffering, having that additional and convenient way of advertising will allow them to better connect with their guests, get more exposure, and have a better way to predict what guests are wanting. We are in the process of designing a partner platform that will help them fulfill those needs while ensuring everyone's safety. And so now we would like to show you the key features that will bring all this together.
So this is a location side of our app where users will have an option to sort their list either by just simply looking through locations within Chicago, such as businesses, parks, restaurants, and they would be able to click on the heart and add it to their favorites list in case they want to look at it later. And then if they do click on the location, it would take them to this page where they can view more information on the location, and also they have the ability to, again, add it to their wish list, rate it in case they went there, so they can leave a review and share it so that they can easily coordinate with their friends. And since COVID-19 is also a big impact on our app, this is what we currently have. So we have a view where users can see the 3 things everyone should be following: wash your hands, wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart. And then we also have a link at the bottom of the screen where if the user clicks on the link, it would take them to the web page of Chicago where they can read up on COVID-19 regulations currently in place and if there's a stay-at-home order. And we have this connected so that users remain up to date and are aware of what's currently going on. We also have an alert within our app to remind users to always wear a mask when they are attending outdoor and in-person events. So with this, we hope that we would be able to help Rodax improve their mental health. We would do this by allowing them to, or giving them an easy way to reconnect with their friends, help them engage in their community and organizations, and develop their interests by having these resources easily accessible and viewable. And so hopefully students will be able to socialize easily, safely, and comfortably. So we interviewed a couple more students, and the 19-year-old said that sounds like a good idea. Sometimes something I would definitely use during my breaks. 23-year-old says it speeds up the process of coordinating stuff. It will do all the heavy lifting of trying to find something. So to live up to their ideas, we want to reach out to users and universities, since that's where a lot of students are. And we would like to do that just to make sure we are keeping up to date with events that they want, seeing what changes and our assumptions they have. And then, so just making sure we have up to date. And then at 6 months, we hope to have 200 users. And at that 6 months, we hope to have a more developed app and have a reputation built for ourselves. So by 9 months, we can start reaching out to businesses and partnering up so that they can advertise on our platform. And as time goes on, we hope to just expand the number of users and partners so that we can meet our target audience's wants. And that is it. Thank you. Any questions?
I love that you went and talked to users and quoted some conversations and what people said. I think that's great. I think, another thing just to keep in mind maybe there is anything you can point to around, in addition to hearing what people said, but maybe we've seen interesting behavior in some way. Like we've ran an experiment and we saw people behave doing X, which confirmed our assumptions or our hypothesis could be pretty valuable. But yeah, great job going to actual talk to users. So
Thank you.
So I see a question in the chat. It's like, how do friends find each other? This is all done through email. So like you would, when you register, you sign up with your email address, and then so it's all linked. And so that's how they would find each other.
Also, as there is a share option on the view when you click on a location, they can easily just email it, text it through their phone, so which they have their friends on.
Do you guys, sorry, am I allowed to ask questions aloud? I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, sorry. What was I gonna ask now? Oh, are people using emails a lot more? I know it's COVID and stuff like that, but do you all find that a lot of your peers are like emailing more? Are they just kind of on social media a lot more? How are they typically interacting and kind of connecting these days? And did you all like kind of think about that as you all were designing this user experience?
Yeah, so we did think about it. A lot of them are using social media, and a lot of them use Snapchat to coordinate with amongst a lot of friends or texting. But right now we're just, we hope to expand on that later, but right now we just have email.
And then that's why we also have like the share button. So like if they want, they could share it on a different platform. So it's accessible.
Got you. Thank you.
It's a good question because I think their 1.0 version, they were trying to get Facebook integrated as part of login, which so 1.0 is going to be step one, and then they're going to be adding versions to it to integrate other social media platforms.
Yeah, like right now we do have Facebook. So Facebook is a method to log in, but we know that not everyone has Facebook, or so we're just keeping it open to anyone, basically.
Nice.
Question from Tina Lopez. What are your long-term plans to evolve as things get back to normal?
So, well, right now we do have some events, but there will always be events in Chicago. Chicago has a lot of businesses. So as time goes on, we want to continue like being like a platform where like students can find events for them. So like if there's just, I don't know, there's like hikes and stuff. And so like students will always have an interest in different things. So as that changes, we will have events that cater to those changes.
Yeah, and it'll always be a safe platform for small businesses to come advertise.
Question from Tracy from Apple. Can you nominate restaurants or places to visit?
We were thinking of doing that in a later version. So that like we were planning on, well, Dan recommended that we create like a little planner. So like students can like have a day planned, and then they could like go to this restaurant, then attend this park, and then do this activity. So just have it kind of like planned out like that too is also an idea.
Would GPS technology be used so that as people are in different places, the app would provide local socializing spots as well as updates on local COVID-19 guidelines? So it's a mapping feature that you guys built in.
You can answer, Ani.
Okay, so we do have a built-in map feature. So like if you are, if you do have something in mind or looking, you could also use our map feature that we have. And yes, and then so what Claire showed on the presentation, we do have an update, like it'll always update, it's connected to the web. So whenever Chicago updates their COVID guidelines, that would automatically be there. And then something that we're also planning on doing is when you have the businesses, when we have the business side of the app, they would be able to also showcase their safety guidelines, and if they have a restriction as to how many people could come in to their store and stuff.
Awesome. Question, your 1.0 being submitted to the App Store will include what features?
So it would include the features I showed in the app where you can see the list of locations currently in Chicago. You can heart them and add them to a wish list, and you can click on them to share more information, and also just use the map to see what places are near you, and the COVID page would also be accessible.
And then you are feeding data from an API, correct?
Yes, we're feeding it from the Yelp API currently.
Perfect. Any other questions? Team Easy Peasy, get ready. Go ahead.
I have just one real, hopefully it's quick. And maybe I missed it. What's kind of like the way people, what makes this like easy for people to quickly socialize and kind of plan something? Like what's kind of what is it about this that makes it easy, and what are some difficulties now that you all are kind of like solving that makes this easier? And again, if I missed it, my apologies.
No, yeah, you're all good. So with the app, so we kind of want to make sure like that users have like something to look through. And because like right now there's a lot of things, like for me personally, usually I just turn to FaceTime and that's how I usually interact with my friends. But like having this, like having more things just to kind of scroll through, see what's around. But we do want to add more like events, virtual things, because right now we are kind of stuck to businesses. We do want to really add that. And I think once we add more activities, this will make it easier to find things and then share it with friends so that you can more easily coordinate. And then so yeah, that's something we're still working on, is implementing more platforms and more activities so that they kind of like reach all needs. And then I think that was, I don't know, Ani, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah. So then, so something when we were tracking our user journeys, when we were doing our research, we found that students are more likely to do things that are within their comfort zone, within their area that they're knowledgeable of. So that's why we're targeting local businesses so that we could also support them. And just like having all these options readily available to them. So they're not like just like trying to Google everything. It's like they'll have like their preferences. Like when you do add a friend, you'll be able to see what they like, and then just like see like if they hearted the same thing that just like matches perfectly.
Kind of like a Tinder for doing stuff with your friends.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, thank you.
And then on Team Rodax, when do you anticipate version 1.0 to be up on the App Store?
Hopefully by the end of the year as well. We're just waiting on a chord that we need to
Yep,
upload.
understood.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right, thank you, Team Rodax. Team Easy Peasy.
Okay, so we're gonna start right now. So basically, this all started about a year ago. I turned 18 and I decided, you know what, time to apply for my first job. So I go on LinkedIn and I put in my filters, I decided to go for entry level, retail, part-time, past months, and make it all within 5 miles. Keeping it close to home, easy for a high schooler or first year college student to get a job. But then when I actually put in the search history, it showed me only 3 jobs. They were all the same job. And that really bothered me, because it only showed 3 of the same jobs. I was expecting a little bit more of like an abundance of jobs for a first time. It's, part-times, because most stores do that. So I decided to scroll down a little bit, because it had an extra step. And it showed me that if I wanted to find more jobs, I had to expand my distance to 50 miles, get out of Chicago and go to Illinois, expand the date, basically remove all my filters, the things that I'm looking into as a first time applicant. And, for me, that was very daunting and inconvenient, because it's just the fact that I was going through all this through a website that promised me to help me find my first job or help me find the job best suited for me, telling me to get rid of the things that I need to make me as successful as possible. Next slide, please. So to me, this was an overlooked problem, and the way that I looked at it was that most young minorities sometimes don't get the opportunity to work at a young age. They go in without the experience needed. And this graph basically shows that most minorities go into labor and service workers. They make up more than half of it and they stay at that. But when you look at the senior level and mid-level managers, that's predominantly the white population. And the way that really bothered me was the fact that most young minorities don't get the training they deserve or don't get the training they need to be more successful. So they get stuck with the same job. And that's something that really bothered us, you know? Next slide.
Yeah, so when I first saw my brother's results, I found it kind of funny how such like a renowned job finding app like gave him such little results. But then I soon realized that this is the same thing I was gonna go through in a couple of years or in a year or two, when I was gonna feel the same frustration of having to sacrifice what I need in order to get my first job. And so when we were given the opportunity to build an app and create a solution, we didn't hesitate and we developed Easy Peasy Job Finder. Hello everyone, my name is Juan Renteria. I'm a senior planning to major in mechanical engineering and minor in bioengineering and computer science.
I'm Jesus Renteria. I'm a first year at the University of Chicago, majoring in computer science and planning to major in mechanical engineering as well.
Hi, I'm Isabella Inigas. I plan to major in computer science and I'm currently a high school senior.
So Easy Peasy is a hub that provides local employment to young minorities who are looking to apply to their first job. In order to make these opportunities more accessible to our users, we want to ensure that these jobs are in a local area, which are highlighted on the map to the right. And when giving out these entry level jobs, we want to ensure that we don't perpetuate the trend that we saw in the graph before, where a majority of the minorities worked as laborers or service workers. And so we also want to give easier access to programs that could help these young minorities build skills and get exposed to different career paths. And we know that knowing our users and their needs is very important, but we also realize that partners are just as critical. And so our first partner are nonprofit organizations like After School Matters and Nala Planetarium, local organizations in Chicago. They provide the programs and internships that allow our users to explore the different interests or build their skills in a career that they already know they want to pursue. And we believe that we will be able to benefit both the users and the employers the most if we decide to target local businesses who are seeking to expand. And so, as you said before, local job opportunities are more accessible to our users in the southwest side of Chicago, and most local job opportunities are entry level, which will make it a smoother transition for these first time applicants. And then for our businesses, initially we were thinking of just local businesses, but after talking to a local bakery in our area, Durango's Bakery, we learned that they need help getting resources that will help them expand and grow the business further. And so by partnering up with us, they will get the advertisement and they'll get the workforce needed to expand to different areas of the neighborhood.
So why Easy Peasy? Well, we are user-centric, meaning that we're not competitive with other job finder apps because we're focusing our particular target audience being the youth minorities in Chicago. So these youth minorities want jobs that are low level, that require that much experience and are not that professional because that's at their level to achieve right now. We also we also have realistic goals for success because we're starting small to build a stronger foundation. By focusing on the 4 neighborhoods from before, we provide these minorities in these neighborhoods with these opportunities we provide in our app. So by acting as a hub, we are not just a job finding app, meaning that which can allow us to expand to other regions of Chicago because we can act as a hub for many different resources that would allow youth to explore different interests and prepare for their future career paths. However, before expanding, we want to make sure that the partnerships we make and in these areas that we started in are successful. Next slide. And we will do this using our 6-month plan. Beginning with the first 2 months, we want to improve our user interface within the app because we're still currently in version 1.0. We could still improve many things in how our app works in minor ways. That way we can attract more users by looking more clean and professional. By 4 months, with a now more professional looking app, we can begin networking and communicating with other organizations and businesses. And by 6 months, we want to have about 3 partners within the 4 neighborhood range that we could start create partnerships with. That way it could be most beneficial to both them and for our users of Easy Peasy.
Yeah, now that we showed that, we wanted to demo our app. And so you could run this again. So this is that's code. As I said before, we do want to improve the user interface because we recently changed. So this is the first screen you see, and right now at the moment you don't need to sign in or anything like that. You just need to press continue. And so here, like there's a list of all the job opportunities. And here, if you click the map, you actually see like a cluster of them. Since most of them are local, like they're like very close to each other, and so we believe that clustering up like this will make it look neater on the map. And so we could click this one, and it shows. If you click any of the clusters, you see that it's like another list within those clusters, and so you could click it here, and it'll show you where it is. At the moment, it shows the store and then like the actual position that's open. But I think in this map we're hoping to add the actual location just to have it like for you to know like where it is, and it also shows up the user's location. Like this is the blue orb. That's my location, and I could like know where it is relative to myself. And then if here on the same list, if you click on this slide, on this cell, that you see that is like the name, and this is kind of like the basic information. On the description, we decided to not add too much because if you click the apply now button, we're using an API that will allow like our users to. So here you see like this all the same information, and so we didn't want to reiterate all the information because we believe that by doing that, the user won't read what is necessary for what is important for them to know about the job position. And then on this page, this is the programs and volunteering, and so these are different programs. And if you click each one, you see the information, like the application period. First one, like for example, After School Matters. It's like it's a spring program, and then these other programs will come up as the time goes by. That's all for our presentation. If anyone has any questions.
Yeah, so I love the presentation. I love the way that the design works, the idea, and thank you so much for sharing your story with it. It really resonates with me personally. So one of the questions, and I'm not sure if you can correct me if you mentioned this, was that this was for 15 to 20-year-olds in your presentation, from what I recall. So yes, so would this mean when it comes to finding the jobs, would it be more so looking for like full-time employment, part-time employment, or do you have more so of a focus towards like, say, for example, internships? Because I know in that age range, internships is something that is a way for individuals to go into like an area that, is different from like retail or things of that nature, but also a way for them to be part-time. So I guess my question is, are you focusing on like full-time employment, internships, or part-time employment when it comes to what you provide?
Yeah, so we were focusing on part-time just because like since our age rate is 15 to 20, we know that our users are going to be in school most likely, and so we want to having that part-time. I think most businesses in these local areas are leaning more towards part-time, and so like that will allow for a more like flexible schedule as well, like working on just weekends or something that will allow them to focus on school while making money for whatever they need it for.
Yeah, it sounds good. I mean, I would also, if you guys are open to it, I think, when I think of me going back into high school, it'd be really great to have opportunities such as internships as well, if you guys are open to pursuing that. So I think that would be a great addition if you're open to that, but great presentation either way. Good job, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Like we're hoping to focus more on internships once we like partner up with other corporations or business or organizations around Chicago, and we'll definitely implement that more.
1.0 is going to be released when? one?
We're hoping to do it within this week. The only issue is like, well, the only problem is like the whole submission process, but we're just starting it. It's not even that much of an issue. Just
Gotcha.
you got to do. But yeah, within the week, we're hoping to get it out.
Awesome. Everyone, thank you for joining the App Accelerator presentation. Thank you, Will and Jacqueline, obviously, for supporting us on the entrepreneurship side. Ben, of course. JP Morgan Chase, Apple, of course. Goldberg for judging us. I mean, for judging the teams and your insight. And Rich and Ariel, of course, for mentoring from the engineering side. And Lisa and Evelyn just for supporting it from the city standpoint. So thank you. When the apps are available, you guys will all get a follow-up email with a link to the App Store so you could download it. Our goal will be all 3 up there by the end of the year. We just hit some snafus like in the last week or so, but all 3 version 1.0s should be available in the App Store. Right, teams?
Definitely.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Lisa, any last words for the teams?
I think it was amazing. And I was like, oh, that's it. I'm sorry. I just happened to think it was more than 3 teams, but my apologies. Yes, I thought it was amazing. And, you know, we're right around the corner. I keep reminding myself, or others keep reminding me, Christmas is next week. And I'm like, I keep forgetting. I don't know why, I just keep forgetting. But happy holidays to everybody and be safe out there, regardless of where you may be.
All right. Will or Ben, any last words from the instructors?
Yeah, just really briefly, I mean, such a nice job, everyone. Really, really nice job. You know, Jacqueline and I are incredibly proud of you for, you know, working with us over the last 10 weeks or 11 weeks, whatever it's been. You know, I know these storytelling challenges are awfully difficult. You know, it's not, you know, even obvious to us as product developers, like what exactly, you know, why exactly we're doing what we're doing, what the story is, the kind of impact that we want to create, what the meaning is going to be. But I really saw a huge evolution from where you started to where you are. So congratulations on that. That's a really, really important element of, you know, becoming a good product designer and a good entrepreneur. And we're very proud that you were able to demonstrate that today.
Ben?
Yeah, I would just echo that. Congratulations to everybody and great demos, and looking forward to continuing to support you and getting them onto the store.
And then Goldberg, the one shark that's here from your selection process way back in end of September. Just seeing where these kids projected. Any last thoughts from you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with all of the projects. I think it's really cool to see everybody learning not only just the technical side, but from if this was a startup, how would you be operating? What are some of the challenges? How do you gain momentum? And it seems like all the participants have learned a tremendous amount in terms of both areas. So huge shout out to all the mentors and the people who worked specifically with everybody. And then just, you know, all the participants should be really proud. And it's great to see, I mean, huge traction and momentum all the way through. So great job.
Tracy from Apple.
No worries. I just want to commend you all for especially tackling this in the midst of also going to school in the midst of COVID and juggling everything that you have going on. I was really impressed, and I'm sorry, my dog now wants to talk because I'm talking, but really impressed with the apps, impressed with all of your persistence to really make something that was solid and something that you can submit. And my dog agrees with me as well. So thank you for sharing your work. We really appreciate seeing it.
All right. Happy holidays. See you guys in 2021.